was the bass he killed. Bass he killed, the bass he killed. My first meal was the bass he killed. Well, I grew and by the time I was 10, I was 6 feet tall and a man among men. Now I love my work and I love my play. I hate the fool that'll get in my way. Get in my way, get in my way. I hate the fool that'll get in my way. Don't go messing with a country boy, a country boy, a country boy. Don't go messing with a country boy, don't mess with a country boy. With a country boy, a country boy, a country boy. If you go messing with a country boy, this is what'll happen to you. You be biting off a hook too big to chew, big to chew, big to chew. You be biting off a hook too big to chew. That's what'll happen to you. Don't go messing with a country boy, country boy, a country boy. Don't go messing with a country boy. Don't mess with a country boy. Country boy, country boy. Don't go messing with a country boy.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Abyss to Zenk. Abyss to Zenk with a bit of a twist today, kids. I am your host, the future Hall of Famer, Moondog Scott. I'm going to bring in the magnificent Andrew because he's trying to be Don Morocco without the blue trunks. Not a blue trunk kind of guy, are you, Andrew? Because, you know, that's the end of your career if that happens.
Right there, man. When he was magnificent.
Donnie and then blue. Man, that, tell you, when that face turn happened,
Morocco.
that was it for him. That was it for him. All righty. So let's talk about... Go ahead.
If I can just interject there. It did, say what you will about the face turn, but before then, he was on the road to teaming with jobbers.
Well, yeah, he was with Bob Orton.
He was with Orton, but they would also do six-mans, like teaming with Lombardi or like Rusty Brooks. Not Rusty Brooks, he was gone by then, but you know, you get the drift, like a Barry Horowitz type.
I'll tell you something. Speaking of Donnie Morocco, because I'm putting this out early tomorrow, prayers up for our boy Billy Graham, who's in pretty rough shape right now. And if one guy is going to kick ass, man, and come on to fucking life support, it could be Billy Graham, man, because that guy has dodged over 95 bullets.
Could be.
My
home screen photo right now.
Yeah, he's in pretty rough shape right now. So they haven't said like anything, but they want to take him off life support. And the wife said, no, because she knows this motherfucker ain't going to die, man. Like, I mean, I might be, by the time this comes out, it could be gone. But I will say this with Billy Graham, that we'll get into the show. Man, like, for a guy like myself, I was born in '78, so I wasn't around for Billy Graham in his prime. But watching tapes, man, him and the Grand Wizard, they kicked a lot of fucking ass, man. I'm a big fan myself. Yeah.
Tremendous.
All right, so technical difficulties we have to take care of there. Andrew's a little slow on reacting. That's all right. It's Monday. Hey, it happens on Monday. Actually, it's Tuesday. We were talking about Billy Graham, about like his impact and stuff. Yeah, big time, man. Billy Graham, like look at Ventura, Hogan, and then everyone else after that, right? And God, Billy, man, that guy had like 15 lives. Like he should have died long, long before this. You agree?
Well, if you look at some of his contemporaries, the fact that he was still with us for as long as he was is, a tip of the hat. There's only one world champion older than him in the WWF, and that's Vince.
Yeah, well, Vince doesn't only count one-day champion. I mean,
he counts though. He did hold that fucking belt. As
he held it in '99. What was it, '99? Everyone had the fucking they changed the belt on SmackDown like every other week. But anyway, let's just prayers up to
still counts.
Prayers up to Billy Graham. Let's hopefully he's good. But again, we're recording this Monday night. Might be too late by the time we get it out. But if he still kicks it, good for you, Billy. We're proud of you, buddy. Abyss to Zenk this week. First off, tell us about the contest we have going on the page, Andrew.
Yeah, sure. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers, folks, whenever that will be, I'm gonna guess never.
We're at 62, man. We're at 62, so we're better than we were before.
That's true. We're creeping and crawling to our goal. But as soon as we hit that insurmountable Mount Everest-like goal of 100 subscribers, what we'll do is we'll give away a 3-month paid subscription to YouTube Premium, and take it from both of us. You can't experience YouTube without it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's full of commercials, and Netflix is too now, so fuck everything.
I haven't watched Netflix. Are they doing commercials now? I haven't watched Netflix in forever.
Netflix is near unwatchable with the commercials right in the middle, like one of two. That's like unskippable.
See,
I don't want you to get this idea that I choose to watch it out of the goodness of my fucking heart.
See, I haven't watched Netflix, man. I have no interest in Netflix at all, and I think a lot of people are feeling the same way about Netflix. Put in the comments, people, what you think of Netflix, because I don't watch it. I watch Crave, Crave in Canada, which would kind of be like Hulu in the States, right? That's what I watch, man. I don't fuck around with Netflix.
Hulu and Max, or HBO Max.
Yeah, we get HBO Max on Crave. So Crave's, I love Crave. Crave's awesome. Watch Succession right now. 2 more episodes left. Not going to spoil it. All right, so that's the contest we got going on. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. To Zenk today. Do you want to talk about who we're doing it with? Because we're going to switch it up today, or do you want to maybe just talk about the date? How do you want to start it out?
Well, basically, here's the whole gist behind To Zenk, folks. It's the idea of chronicling a wrestler's entire career with a huge asterisk.
And it's random matches, by the way. It's not in order. It's random.
Their entire career that can be found on YouTube or other sources, if need be, if push dare come to shove. But I don't think it needs to. With the competitors that we've chosen, a lot of their career, say for house shows, but I mean, you're at that for anyone.
Well, yeah, you can't expect us to do house shows. I mean,
was fairly documented. Like there are handhelds, but it's more modern, I find.
Yeah.
But anywho,
well, who's our guy this weekend? We're doing a new one this week. Tell the fans.
We are doing the hick from Mudlick, Hillbilly Jim.
Give us a little backstory on Hillbilly Jim, Andrew. Not the character or the person.
I don't really know the guy that well. I know that my first exposure to Hillbilly Jim came in the magazines when he was Harley Davidson teaming up with Chad Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was a heel, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing of him as a heel.
Oh, actually, no, that's not the. I'm getting my my memories mixed up because that was after the fact. That was when I got the big batch of magazines and stuff from '84 and '85, which really helped fill in a lot of the blanks. That my first exposure to Hillbilly would have been on Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, probably mine too. Okay, and then basically it was WWF. I mean, he has a hot run to start. Like, he's really built up quickly. Then he breaks his leg, chasing Brutus inside the ring, and brings in the Hillbillies, and kind of just goes from there. He's always around. Seems like a really nice human being. I watched him. The guy seems like a really cool guy, and he was in the company forever. I mean, got up to like into the 2000s, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. We should have done some sort of research on Hillbilly Jim, but the thing is, that stuff is secondary to me. It's all about watching the matches and reliving that era during that time.
Yeah. So we're going to do that next. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the date that we're doing is actually his debut in WWF TV. It's January 26, 1985. That is a Saturday. On that day, a few things did happen. Wayne Gretzky scored his 50th goal in 49 games. He was killing it in 85. James Cameron died. Journalist. He was a journalist. I don't know who the fuck he was. Who are the champions in 1985? We're going to start with the World Wrestling Federation champion. Who would that be on January 26, 1985?
Thunderlips.
Mr. Terry Bollea was the World Wrestling Federation champion. Who is the Intercontinental Heavyweight champion?
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
That is correct. Who was the World Heavyweight Tag Team champions? That could be a tricky guess. No.
Wait, what?
They just,
Oh yeah.
you already gave it up. They just lost it that weekend. They
Oh,
lost it. Yeah, they lost it the 22nd. Who is the women's champion?
Wendy Richter.
It is Richter. Yes. The NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Nature Boy Ric Flair.
You are correct. The U.S. Heavyweight Champion.
This is January '85.
January of 85, yeah. January 26th.
Is it Wahoo McDaniel?
It is Wahoo McDaniel. Who are the tag team champions?
Is it Manny Fernandez and Dusty Rhodes?
You are correct once again.
Oh yeah.
Who is the TV champion?
Tully Blanchard.
You are once again correct. AWA, who's the world champion?
Rick Martel.
Who is the tag team champions?
The Road Warriors.
Who is the women's champion?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Candy Divine.
You are correct again. And who is the light heavyweight champion for WWF at that time? Yeah.
Is it Les Thornton?
It's the Cobra. I couldn't find a fucking picture of that guy for the life of me, but it was the Cobra. That's a great match, by the way. That's a very good match, yeah. So WWF Volume 1. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let me just look at our format here. So we've been doing it a long time. What are you doing in January 85? Do you have any memories of this, Andrew?
Yeah, I was really into Lucky Elephant, pink candy popcorn.
What the fuck? Are you serious right now? Are you
Ever
just...
had it?
No, are you bringing this up now? Like you were in this in 1985, you have it on the video with us?
Yeah, you like that?
Fucking placement, ad placement for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're into some weird popcorn. What else is going on in 1985 for Andrew in January?
Well, at this point, I was really into the A-Team.
Mm-hmm.
That was my main. Like, if wrestling became my thing without question, at this point, in January of 1985, the A-Team was really my thing. Like, that was my favorite thing out of all of the things. It was the A-Team. And then I remember it would come up in a couple of months on either Today or Good Morning America. There was an interview with Mr. T and not Hannibal Smith. And I thought, who the fuck is this not Hannibal Smith guy? And would later find out it was Hulk Hogan. That was the first time I had ever seen Hulk Hogan and thought that's a human. Because before then, I just wasn't aware of pro wrestling.
So for me, if you look in the background, this painting back here, my January 1985 would basically consist of, on a Saturday, which this is what it would be. I know exactly what I'd do that day. Get up nice and early, eat my cereal and all that garbage. So, the wholesome breakfast with like sugar, and more sugar and stuff, right? Watch some cartoons. At 12:30, this man up here, this painting would pick me up, was my grandfather. And we would drive to the racetrack where my father, who's right here, would race. And we would go there until about 5 o'clock and come back to his place afterwards and have dinner and hang out and watch Hockey Night in Canada. That was my Saturday. That was 1985. Every Saturday, that's what, unless hockey wasn't on. That's what my Saturdays consisted of. Now, it's going to be interesting to get into pro wrestling because I did find something that we'll talk about later about the pro wrestling. All right. So we're going to get into the match that we're going to do. And before we do that, I want everybody to know that we do have Twitter, people. We do have Twitter. Let me just bring up our Twitter here. If I hit brand and it went all funky on me here. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Where did it go? Cut. Just gonna do a quick edit. Well, it's like I hit brand where it's supposed to be at, and it's just like, oh, banners. That's my bad. It was banners, not brand. Brand's already done. Okay, back in. So we do have Twitter, right there, guys. That's our Twitter. Business Inc. That's our Twitter handle. Go on there. We're gonna start putting on pools. We'll be tweeting stuff once in a while. I'm actually I'm going to give you the password for it too, so you have access to tweet. Just don't get us banned like you got to be banned from another app.
I would never do that. I would never do
that.
Oh,
really? I went to another app a few days ago to try to use it. It's like, oh, you've been banned. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's not my business.
Yeah, but anyway, Business Inc. on Twitter. We also have email, businessinc@gmail.com. So if you want to send us some threatening emails, spam, whatever, all the power to you. Excuse me. So, yeah, that's that. So let's jump into the match. The debut match of Hillbilly Jim, after about three or 4 weeks of vignettes of him learning how to wrestle, and God bless him, man. For a guy who knew how to wrestle, he worked out very well pretending not to know how to wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, you're a little bit too close to the mic. When you're talking, it's very loud.
I'm just helping out people that are deaf. What the hell?
Yeah.
Helping people out there. Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's go into this match. It's just a squash match, but we have a special guest with Mr. Hillbilly Jim, and here it comes up right now. Let's bring it up to our stream. Old Howard.
Oh, is that
Terry Gibbs? There he goes. Here it comes. They're just losing. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't just vignettes. It was also him just being in the crowd. Like they built up Hillbilly for a long time before his debut.
You think he's almost like their Slaughter replacement kind of deal? Like Slaughter leaves in December, so thinking, fuck it, we'll just put it. I wonder if Hillbilly was even around before Slaughter left.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hillbilly had been the seeds were planted for him far in advance, because you got to figure he was one of the not the original 5, but he was soon thereafter. It was Hillbilly, Nikolai Volkov, Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
And Junkyard Dog. These are not small stars by any stretch of the imagination. Hillbilly was in the same breath. He was in the cartoon. He represented the babyface side.
I'm surprised. You know what? I'll tell you, if he wouldn't have fucked up his leg, I think he might have been in Hogan's corner at Mania. Hogan and T. I could have seen it. Would have made sense. Instead of Snuka, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Let's see here. I'm gonna get killed with that.
Actually, I don't know, because if Hillbilly's not injured, he's wrestling Brutus.
Do you think they do it at Mania? Because you know how they were with Manias, where they just put random. They wouldn't put because they wanted to save that stuff for house shows, man.
Well, look what they did after the fact. With David? They had David and Bruno against Valiant and
true.
So they would have still introduced Uncle Elmer, I believe, and it would have been Hillbilly and Elmer against Valiant and Beefcake, and then eventually the Dream Team. Maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe it would have just been Hillbilly. Who's to say?
Only Vinnie Mac will tell you that one. And he lies all the time, so who knows if it's the truth.
Well, I mean, look what happened with Henry Godwin. Before long, Phineas was there. So I think it's possible that if Hillbilly doesn't get injured, he becomes a part of a tag team. Because, I mean, think about it. He's not going to be able to carry matches. And at the time, 80s WWF, that's fine. But even Junkyard Dog, as limited as he was, they would put in tag matches. They would have him team with Tito or Steamboat,
Yeah. Yeah, he gets a huge rub from Hogan here. Huge rub. Are you getting lag on the video end?
Just now.
Okay, you didn't get it earlier. That's fine. I don't care if it's on my end. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure it's on the video end.
No, it's been pretty fluent.
So he comes out of ICW. He was in the Savage's territory. That's Harley Davidson. Correct?
Memphis. Not just ICW.
You know,
if he was in ICW, it's possible. I'm
pretty sure he was.
Well, it's possible. I know for sure he was in Memphis.
Yeah. As a heel, right?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a biter gimmick he had?
Yeah, he was Harley Davidson. That was his name.
Yeah.
And his brother Chad Davidson, and they were. But I think that might have been ICW. In Memphis, he may have just been solo Harley.
And that's the end of that. Vince is just loving it. Vince like sees them dollar signs.
Hillbilly Jim wins the match. I don't think he can believe it. Terry Gibbs wasted no time at all in submission.
You know, if Vince Russo was in charge of this, the guy would have turned 9 times before the year was out.
Oh, easily. But imagine Russo in '85, how weird that would have been. Because
titles.
Let's be serious. You have championship. You have a distant second in All-Star. Is anything happening on All-Star in '85?
Not really.
No. It's squash matches. The occasional feature match, but never an angle. You never did anything that would have any long-term significance. If you missed it, big deal.
I'm going to throw on real quick here. Give me a second here. This day in pro wrestling. And I want to put down there, by the way, I got to give the credit to the site I use. It's only fair to do that. So let's start out here. In your neck of the woods, Andrew, we have some wrestling in Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, British Columbia. World Wrestling Federation. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what I could have seen if I go back in time, like I plan to.
You plan to? Oh, that's like you bring it with you. I'm interested in going back to just throw me in the DeLorean.
No,
all right,
it's all
that's
going to be
done.
an accident.
What's that?
It's all going to be an accident. I will have no control over it.
You'll just all of a sudden go back and see your parents in what would it be, the 80s? Or the 70s?
It depends. I mean, what are we going back to see?
Well, they before you were born, so you'd probably be going back to the late 70s.
Well, I'm talking about going back in 1985 to witness this historic card that you're about to mention.
I just showed it. Did you not see it? It was at the bottom of the screen. It's gone now, but I'll bring it back up.
Oh, I thought you were going to read it.
Well, I'll read it now. Just Van Tor, we'll see it now. They beat Rick McGraw. Yeah. George Wells over Alex Smirnoff. Jim Neidhart over Moose Moravats, because I'm guessing this is a jobber from local. Bret Hart over Rene Goulet. Tony Atlas defeats the Spoiler by DQ. And we have in the main event Andre the Giant and Blackjack Mulligan versus Big John Studd. I'm thinking Bundy. No, Capitane's Bundy's still with Jimmy Hart. Bundy's not even there yet. Ends without a winner as a time limit draw. Like, blah. That's boring. We have Riverfront Stadium the same day. Volkov over Patterson. Pusky over Brutus Beefcake by DQ. Bob Orton Jr. over Steve Lombardi. Mr. Wrestling 2 over Les Thornton, which actually might not be a bad match. The Iron Sheik defeated Mr. Wrestling 2.
What
the fuck? Yeah, I guess he did double duty on that one. Junkyard Dog defeated your favorite, or Junkyard Dog Pusky defeated Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know.
Talking about weird. Wait a minute. That's the main event heel team of Mania, and they're losing on a house show to Ivan Putski and Junkyard Dog.
I'm assuming it's probably by DQ. I would think they probably just didn't put the DQ in there.
Even so, that's crazy to me.
Well, no, it should have been they win. Putski takes the pin. Is what should have happened.
100%.
Yeah, but I don't know what's up with that. We have another one here in Canton, Ohio. SD Jones defeats Jerry Valiant. David Schultz over Tony Gurria. We have Wendy Richter over, who is it? I read this already. Judy Martin. Moondog Rex defeats Bobby Colts. The IC title, I think this is the main event. Tito Santana defeated Greg Valentine, thinking by DQ, I'm assuming. By count out, yeah. Then we have, so this is from British Columbia also, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This one here.
All-Star Wrestling.
Yeah, Rick Patterson. I don't know.
Rick Patterson would go on to become Leatherface. I saw him in New Brunswick.
Is he? He's dead now, isn't he?
No, you're thinking of Corporal Kirshner, who also played Leatherface.
Yeah. There's a boxing match in this one. That's interesting. Yeah. All right. Let's. I'll keep bringing them down at the bottom. People will see it there at the bottom.
That's pretty neat.
There's a real. There's
Vern Siebert. Vern Siebert is who I did a trade with back in my tape trading days. And that's where I got some Grand Prix stuff, along with a lot of different things that he, like territories that he was in, that I thought, oh, that'd be an interesting thing to have, because you know how it was when you were tape trading. You'd look at their page because they'd come to you first, and it'd be stuff that you already had, or backyard shit. Like, fuck that. I don't want it. I don't want to plug it up space. I
did one with a jobber in Memphis. I forget his name now. I did one with him, but I think I did more for observers with him. We traded observers. New Japan. This is two. It's Abdullah and Bundy, and this one is a tag. And then we have Inoki, Fujinami, and the Cobra defeats Strong Machine 1, I'm guessing 2, and maybe 3. And 3. Yeah. There you go. So by DQ, because they were all about DQs in New Japan, man.
Oh, God, yeah. Especially in the 80s.
Now, look at this card. This is the card of the day.
Okay.
Greensboro. YMCA defeats Ron Bass. Anybody Mid-Atlantic Brass Knuckles title match. Black Bart defeats Sam Houston. Billy Graham and the Barbarian defeated the Assassin and Steve Casey. And the title, American Starship, which is all seats 1.
Yeah, that's Dan Spivey and Scott Hall.
Defeated the Masked in Inferno 1 and 2, I'm guessing.
No. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah. Manny Fernandez and Don Carollo and Ricky Steamboat defeat the Russians 2, Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff, and Crusher Khrushchev. And the Mid-Atlantic TV title. Gosh, oh my God, take forever. Tully Blanchard defeated Dusty Rhodes. And the U.S. title match. Okay, I know, Mid-Atlantic version. It's all good. Wahoo McDaniel defeats Buzz Taylor. Who the hell's Buzz Taylor?
Oh, he sucked. Buzz Tyler. He was like a low rent Dusty Rhodes impression. Dick Slater defeats Terry Funk in
a lights. Yeah, so
I think that easily is the best show of the day.
Oh yeah, and we have some AWA stuff here.
No, this is more NWA, I think.
No, that was it. That was the last.
This is AWA. Oh, Tommy Boy.
Yeah, our boy, and then Brad Reagans defeats Ricky Steiner. Kurt Hennig defeats Steve Regal. Baron Von Raschke defeats, who did he beat? Chris Markoff. The Crusher and Rick Martel, they double duty that night. Defeated Jimmy Garvin and Mike Masso, Mass Superstar. So we have that. We have this one here, Florida and the Bahamas. Michael Hayes defeats Mike Golden. Brian Blair defeats Jesse Barr.
Oh, no, these are just verses. It doesn't have the results.
Yeah. Coco Ware versus Pez Watley. So that's that one. This one, World Class. Sorry.
Bobby Eaton defeats Bobby Fulton. We've got Johnny Mantell versus Kelly Tennessee. Oh, winner unknown. Fantastic. Yeah. So we have Bobby Fulton doing double duty. Defeat the Midnight Express. I remember when I used to listen to Cornette's podcast, him talking about how they would always do double duty in World Class. Sometimes triple duty if there's a battle royal. Chris Adams and Kevin Von Erich, winner unknown. My money's on Kevin.
This All Japan one is fucking huge to the point that, see, when I do these banners, I get up to 1,000 letters, and I always get them in, except for this one. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get it in. There's so many matches. I had to take a match out.
And this is All Japan?
This is All Japan, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should have known. As soon as I see Aiden, and he's the guy who does the spitting routine. I don't know if you've ever noticed in the old man matches, the old man comedy matches.
I know what you mean, yeah, but I don't pay much attention. Yeah,
gotcha.
But they're just loaded with matches, man. Like I think there's like 14 matches on it. I got most of them in. Quada losing. Look at that, eh?
Looks good on him.
You're not a fan of Quada?
Not anymore, man.
I love Quada.
He's okay. I just find that the whole. I love All Japan in the 80s, Scott. And I find the 90s stuff is just, here, let's do a bunch of finisher kickouts until somebody dies.
Yeah, well, British Bulldogs defeated Magic Dragon and Tiger Mask 2, a.k.a. Masahiro Misawa. Killer Khan isn't there. Johnny Haystacks. And Gypsy Joe. Fuck, he was... Is he still alive or is he dead yet?
No, he's dead.
Oh, he finally died. The main event got Baba and everyone else I can't pronounce. Great Kabuki. All right, and the last but least, we're going to do All-Star Wrestling from that day. Volkov and Aaron Sheik defeated Bob Marcus and Joe Marcus, some of their brothers. Bret Hart defeated Mr. X, a.k.a. Danny Davis.
So Bret's still a babyface at this point.
It was weird. He turns heel quick after. John Studd defeats Jim Powers. Ivan Putski defeated Frank Maroney. Moondogs, Rex, and Spotty, right here, baby, defeated a couple jobbers.
Hey, Nick DiCarlo and Ron Hutchison, some good old Ontario boys.
Teo Santana and George Wells defeats Great Valentine and Brutai Beefcake. And that's going to be an early version of them teaming up, like very early version of them teaming up. I would almost think the first.
It's possible.
January of 85. All right, so let's move on. We're done all that. Let's let's go into sports. I didn't do any pictures for it, but we'll just do our regular little trickery where we'll let Andrew pick the winners and losers and the score. Hartford Whalers at the Boston Bruins.
4-2 Boston.
3-2 Hartford. Vancouver Canucks at the Calgary Flames.
6-0 Calgary.
6-2 Calgary. Pittsburgh Penguins at the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, is Lemieux here now, right?
Yeah, I got drafted in 84, I think. Yeah.
Okay, it won't matter. I'm going to say Edmonton 8, Pittsburgh 6.
Edmonton 6, Pittsburgh 3. Detroit Red Wings at the Minnesota North Stars.
3-3 tie.
You're close. 4-4 tie. You had it close. New York Rangers at the Montreal Canadiens.
2-1 Montreal.
3-2 Montreal. Washington Capitals at the New York Islanders.
I'm smelling 6-5 Washington.
5-1 Washington. Los Angeles Kings at my St. Louis Blues.
5-4 St. Louis.
7-3 LA. Yeah, they fucked them up. And Chicago Blackhawks at your Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, God. 3-0 Chicago.
5-2 Chicago. And let's see. The best team in the league that's so far that year is
Edmonton.
They're the best with 74 points. The worst team is easily, oh my goodness. Guess who it is?
I'm trying to think to who got first pick in the 86 draft.
Montreal did they? Did they trade for it?
No, not in 86.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think who was like the big rookie coming out of that year that to give me an idea of like what team is really, really bad and that had a chance at. Is it the Nordiques?
Toronto Maple Leafs. They got 24 points. Yeah. All right. Let's go back and let's go jump into basketball. Yeah, we already did. Okay. Let's do something here real quick. No, that's right. Okay. Basketball. Your Atlanta Hawks at the Chicago Bulls.
I'm going to say 113-110 Atlanta.
117-104 Bulls.
Oh.
New Jersey Nets at the Dallas Mavericks.
God, I have no idea. I'm going to say 123-118 Dallas.
103 to 93 in New Jersey. Cleveland Cavaliers at the Denver Nuggets.
99 to 94.
Not even close. Not even fucking close. 144 to 127 in regulation.
See,
Didn't even go to overtime.
That's so silly. Like, who's gonna guess that? It's so funny.
It's us. Seattle at Detroit.
Detroit 103, Seattle 87.
Detroit 132, Seattle 113.
Jesus.
Milwaukee at Houston.
Did these guys know that you should play defense as well? Like,
no,
it's like it goes two ways. You don't have to just like let them
didn't.
score every time. You can actually prevent it.
It's a video game score. Milwaukee at Houston.
Let's say Houston 128 and Milwaukee 114.
No, it goes back to a little bit to normal. Milwaukee 105, Houston 102. Golden State at Kansas City, which actually becomes Sacramento Kings next year.
Wow. So this is our last year as a thing?
Yep.
And I have no memory of that team at all.
No, I don't either.
Like,
I don't think people.
And you would think 1985, we were both alive.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, man, like, I have friends in Kansas City. They don't never talk about this team. Like,
let me ask you this. 1985 Scott Bernard. Yeah. What basketball are you aware of?
Celtics, Lakers, maybe the Pistons, New York, stuff like that. I'm not aware of Kansas City. Like, even if I'm aware of basketball, was never a really big basketball fan to begin with. I didn't hate on it. Like, in the 90s, I was like, Jordan was the man. He was the king. You watched him. So, I mean, like mid-90s was very golden era for basketball for me. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, what's the score for this game?
I don't remember who the teams were. Oh, Kansas City and
Golden State.
I'm going to go 108 to 95 for Golden State.
120 to 111 for Kansas City. And we still got two more. Holy shit, dude. We still got a few more to go. The LA Clippers at the Philadelphia 76ers.
LA Clippers 111 and the other team 110.
120 to 76ers, 113 for the Clippers. New York Knicks at Indiana Pacers at the New York Knicks.
95-85 Knicks.
109-106 Knicks. LA Lakers at Utah Jazz.
Lakers 131, Jazz 96.
Jazz 96 is actually right. 83 for the Lakers. So they learned how to play defense, I guess. And the last game, it's the last game. Phoenix Suns at the Washington Bullets.
Bullets 122 to 115.
110 Bullets, 105 Phoenix. That's an overtime, so they played defense. Who is the best teams with an S in the league so far this year since they're tied?
Is it the Lakers and the 76ers?
Celtics 76ers are tied at 35-8. 35-8. The worst. Who is the worst team?
I just think this Golden State if they're losing to Kansas City.
Cleveland 12-30. And Kansas City's pretty bad. They're 15-28. All right, so for music, let's jump into the top 5-1. Careless Whisper by Wham featuring George Michael. Easy Lover by Phil Collins, which AKA was the original intro for WrestleMania 1. You're the Inspiration by Chicago. I Want to Know What Love Is by A Foreigner. And Andrew, what is the number one single on this day?
Is it We Are the World? That's way better than We Are the World.
Yeah, she was, man, she was hot as fuck when I was a kid. Like, I was like, oh man, I think that might be my first crush. Might have been Elizabeth, but I don't know. Celebrity crush.
Elvira for me.
Top album. I only got just the one. Who do you think the top album is in this day?
Is it whatever Madonna was doing?
No, it's this.
Born in the USA, I was born in the USA. I was born in the USA. Born in the USA now. Got in a little hometown jam.
I'll tell you. I'm still muted. I'm not muted. Have you ever heard that song and read the lyrics?
Oh, I'm well aware that it's not.
Oh, I love it. No, that's an awesome fucking song. I'm just saying that's an awesome I know it's not meant to be like happy-go-lucky, but that is a killer fucking song, man. Like, I love that song. And I think it is funny how they use it in WWE. But I'm trying to think.
Oh, it's not just WWE. That's one of the most misplaced songs in the history of music. Not in music, but like the history of life. Like just the fact that they'll be like, this is a very patriotic song. Like, have you ever actually listened to it?
I'm trying to think of somewhere where they played it, but they got it. Like it was like some kind of like rally, but they knew they either backed the lyrics out where they tonally they did something where they just played the part "Born in the USA." They didn't play the lyrics part. Like they got it. They knew like the lyrics is well. It's about fuck, man. One of the first lines is, "I get in trouble. I go to fight in Vietnam." Like, I mean, they're talking about him killing people and like, you know, treat them like shit. And the refinery is burning. Anyway. Top movies, and then we'll get to TV and wrap her up. Top movies from January 26, 1985. I'm going to read them off. Tomboy's number 5. Mickey and Maud, is number 4. A Passage to India is number 3. The Falcon and the Snowman is number 2. And guess what number 1 is? I know. I don't know them either. You know number 1.
Is it Beverly Hills Cop?
Eddie Murphy is a Detroit cop on vacation in Beverly Hills.
I just got off the phone with an Inspector Todd in Detroit. He says if you're out here investigating the Tandino murder.
Such a great fucking movie, man. I love that. I don't even know if it's considered a good movie, but it must be a guilty pleasure. I love it. I'm a big fan of that movie.
So I saw it at the Rio for the first time.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah. I seen it as a kid. It didn't really get it, but I watched it years later, and it's absolutely awesome. Eddie Murphy kills it in that. He's great. Part 2 is not bad either. Part 3 and then part 4. Then they had part 2 and then they had part 3. They're doing a part 4.
Who cares at that point? Like, I don't even care about 2s, man. Like, there are so many bad 2s. Like, there are a couple of good ones. I'll give you that. There's a couple of good ones, but there's so many bad. As soon as I hear it's a sequel, I don't care. I don't care.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 wasn't that bad. It was okay. It wasn't good. Like, 1 was awesome. But anyway, all right, let's get into some TV. What Aaron's going to watch. We got the local listings for Saturday. We're going to start nice and early at 7 a.m. So Aaron's going to wake up, throw his teddy bears off the bed, and just like, Mom, get my cereal. Get my, what is it? The nutritious cereal. What's the cereal choice, Andrew? 1985. What's happening in the morning?
You know, for me, the choice was based on where the best free toys were, provided it wasn't something like shredded wheat. Like shredded wheat can have.
Yeah, fuck that. They have 3 LGM figures. Like, no, I'm good. I'll pass.
It matter. I don't want a barrel of hay in my bowl.
My grandmother used to eat that shit, man. She's trying to feed me that garbage.
So
what are you thinking? Like, what are you? Just kind of pick one.
Oh, let's say Captain Crunch.
Count Chocolate for me, maybe Captain Crunch. Years later, it was Reese's Peanut Butter, was just fucked up. They actually put that.
You know what I was really into probably around this time? Mr. T and E.T. cereal. I don't know if E.T. cereal is still going on, but I really liked it.
Yeah, interesting. Well, let's get into early 7 a.m. Here we go. I gotta move my thing over to see mine. Look what's on 7:30, Andrew. There you go. So
Okay,
7.
7. It's a toss-up, honestly, between House of Frightenstein and Hercules.
No, House of Frankenstein, was that the live action one?
Yeah, I loved it.
That was awesome. Yes, that would be me right away.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to YouTube that later and watch that.
Oh,
So
it's all on Crave.
Oh, great! Because I was trying to think of that. Like I remember that as a kid. I'm like, man, what was the name of that show? And there I go. It was great. Number 730, obviously,
Mr. T.
and obviously 100 Huntley Street for you at 8, right?
You know, at 8, it's kind of a toss-up between Kid Video and Muppet Show.
No Muppets for me.
I just feel like the Muppet Show in 1985 you would have already have seen it 1.5 million times because it was no longer original shows, wasn't it? Like this would have been rerun time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
8:30 Smurfs for me.
Smurfs, 100%.
Yeah. 9. Fuck, I don't really know what 9. Maybe Pink Panther. That's a tough one. Maybe you're.
Shirt Tails. What? Yeah, Shirt Tails.
Okay.
I was really into Shirt Tails. I'll tell you what. I didn't see it for the longest time because I had my cursor hovering over it. But yeah, at 9:30, Super Friends.
Yeah.
What were you?
10 o'clock. I don't really know, to be honest.
How about
10. Probably Smurfs if it's a new one. If it's another one, it's probably the same one.
Muppet Babies is pretty tempting sitting there on CBS.
Yeah, I was a Smurfs guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Muppet Babies. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
10:30. Maybe Mickey Mouse, Mighty Mouse. Maybe you can't do that on TV, but I don't think I started watching that yet. I think I was a little too young for that at that point.
Yeah, I hear you. I think Mighty Mouse as well. I really liked Mighty Mouse when I could find it. Like as a kid, I didn't remember the order of these shows. It was just like a big wall of cartoons.
Mm-hmm. So breaking news came up, but it was nothing important. All right, where are we at? 11 a.m. Alvin and Chipmunks.
Yeah,
no
easy.
question. So we're hitting around. We're going to 11:30. Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo.
Yep. But Alvin and the Chipmunks is on again, and
if it's not a repeat,
if it's not a repeat,
yeah. 12. I'm eating lunch at 12 because this is where my day starts going different. Because I'm getting ready to leave to go to the racetrack, so I'm done. Like my TV, literally from this point until around 5:30, I'm not watching anything.
Oh no, I'm watching TV all day.
So you're on your own. What do you pick at 12?
Kid Video.
12:30.
Mr. T, unless it was what was on earlier, in which case at this point, I'm playing with my toys.
Yeah. What about 1? Getting kind of low on cartoons here.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'd be watching at 1. I don't know what did I do at 1? 1 must have just been like lights out.
Nap time.
I don't know.
1:30.
Zigzag.
If I was home, I'd probably watch American Bandstand, but I wouldn't be home. 2 o'clock. It looks like shit.
Oh, that's awful. Those were our choices at 2.
Yeah, this is our channels, man. These are our channels at this point.
God, I would have just been like bothering people at 2. I mean, like, so, what's going on, guys? You want to eat?
2:30? Because you have to eat lunch at some point. So maybe you're eating lunch for an hour at this point.
No, I was very rigid when I had my lunch. My lunch was at 12. Okay, so it wouldn't have been at 2. 2 would have been snack time, maybe. Because I'm looking at what's on TV, and it's not like I'd be watching any of that shit because that's garbage.
Well, what do you watch? Like maybe movies? Like maybe you have movies at this point that you own. Maybe you're watching movies.
It's possible. I also think I wasn't just in the bedroom watching TV, and this would have been the only time they would have saw Andrew is during this dreary space of time. I didn't mind Zigzag. I'll be honest. I didn't mind it, but it wouldn't have been my first choice. But
3 o'clock's not too good either. It looks pretty rough. Also,
that's awful. This is shit.
Sorry, man. I didn't program this.
There's stuff that's missing that we're not seeing here.
See, no, this is what we got.
No, you know what's here? I'm not seeing. I don't see anything from PBS being represented.
Well, because we're getting our local channels, all right. So just fucking deal with it. I couldn't get a hold of Showtime from this time frame. So when we get the time machine built, I'll go back and tell them to leave it in the archives.
Well, then that's different. Then I have no doubt there's something that I would have been able to see on PBS, if nothing else. I would watch a fucking telethon on PBS just to like watch TV.
I'll tell you. Are you watching the Bowling Classic at 4?
No, that sucks. Size small. Size Smaller Country.
4:30 Ski Pass. Oh my God, Kids World. Maybe you're watching that.
Yeah, Kids World.
5 o'clock. See, at this point,
This is for big people.
at 5 o'clock, I'm just leaving the racetrack, going to back to my grandparents' house to have dinner. So between 5 and 5:30, I'm not watching anything.
Yeah,
Now this is the
time.
point. This is the point now where I'm at my grandparents' house. My uncles are all there, and I don't have any control over what gets watched. I watch what they watch.
And this is a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have gotten all my cartoons out of my system. Like you saw it. Like that's from 7 until 12.
Noon? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big chunk of time. I know now kids have it 24/7, but like back then that was a long chunk of time. Now you can actually go out and it's January, so it's going to be cold, but they're still sledding.
Oh fuck you! Maybe we don't do it in January. It didn't matter. Just bundle up and go out. Who cares? Like I say, I'd be at the racetrack all day outside with my friends. Because the thing is, all my dad's friends who drove, all of their kids went to the racetrack. We just run around the racetrack. We didn't give a shit. -20, just bundle up. 5:30. We probably watched Don Cherry. I hated that fucker. We watched him. 6 p.m. Montreal hockey, maybe. Boston and New York.
No, I didn't hear about hockey at all.
Oh, I was watching hockey at this point. 6. They sign off at 6. Someone signs off at 6. I don't know why. 7 p.m. I'd be watching the one right down there. See it?
Harness racing.
I wouldn't be watching because that would be from that day. That's that day's card they'd show on local. We wouldn't be watching because we'd already seen it, unless we wanted to see something that happened. But more than likely, wouldn't watch it. It'd be like the Love Boat, maybe, or my grandfather. Because I went with my grandfather. Because, like I said, the way my day went when I got home, at this point, actually, what would be happening right now? My grandfather would be sleeping on his chair. He'd be out like a light from like 7 to 8:30. So I'd just be hanging out on the couch. Not a whole lot on me. It gets pretty dull. Let's take a look at 8.
This is awful. Look at that. That's garbage.
We got Montreal, New York. Down here.
That's at 9, though. What's going on at 8, Scott? What are you doing at 8? You're not watching TV.
Oh, man, I'll just bugging my uncles or something. Let them pick on me.
But you're not watching any of that shit.
I'm getting locked in they used to lock me in the basement. The fucking assholes.
This is garbage, man. There's channels that are not accounted for on this because.
Okay, well, again, as I said, I can't control that, man. I don't archive the newspaper. All right, they didn't have the Showtime, so I had to go with this. So just fucking deal with it. Here comes 9:30. There's some stuff here. Different strokes.
Different strokes. Yeah, I'll give you that. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I did like give me a break. We got wrestling at 11. Now I was 5. I was 4. I was 4 years old.
You were in bed.
I was not alive during this time. Like I was dead to the world, sleeping.
But you know what's interesting? If you look here at 12:15, you see that wrestling right there?
Yeah, 11:15.
You know what that is? Oh, 12:15.
Oh, is that Grand Prix?
Nope. That's championship wrestling.
Oh.
That's why. See, that's why we didn't get it back then, because they used to show it late at night. Because that was the time it was on the main station, and they would show that we had done it forever. We had it in the 70s. The thing is, we were up at fucking 12 o'clock watching it, right?
So it was like older people would have been into it. If anything, the people that would have been okay. I can stay awake at 11:15 and 12:15.
Yeah,
on a Saturday, as opposed to a little kid who's like, no, I'm snoozing. And that's why stuff like Rock and Wrestling and the Dolls really helps get new fans, because you know what? Nobody gets younger. Yeah. Time just keeps going forward. And so you have to cultivate a new audience with something that will appeal to a younger crowd. And if you try to appeal to a crowd that's going to watch regardless, what are you doing?
Oh, exactly. But my dad was a big wrestling fan. My mom was a big wrestling fan too, because probably their Saturdays, because my dad's Saturday consists of having some drinks, they probably all were half liquored up and decided, let's watch some wrestling. You know, they were all big wrestling fans. Both my parents were wrestling fans when I was a kid. So, but that is TV. Yeah. Next time, hopefully, we can get that. What is it called? Sorry, Showtime. That was our little TV guide, or maybe we'll start buying TV guides. Yeah, fuckers. But anyway. So that was the To Zenk, the Hillbilly Jim edition. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. And, you know, we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna bring up one more time before we take off here, guys. Let's just go up here. Give me a quick second. Our Twitter again, Abyss to Zenk. Pretty easy to remember. Jump on there, follow us. We're gonna be always keeping up with the tweets. During Raw, we don't watch. During Dynamite, definitely be tweeting during Dynamite. And also, if you want to drop us a line at some and an email, if you still email, go to abyssinc@gmail.com. And also on the Twitter page, eventually we're going to start putting pools up. Because how we're going to do this is we're going to do it with the Zenk one too. Excuse me. We're going to do like special shows where we do a full pay-per-view, a full big event. And we're going to put up some pools once you guys actually start following our Twitter page and see what you think about it. So,
well, to be fair, I mean, it was just instituted just now.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Anything with it. We haven't done anything with it yet. So people will follow if we give them something to follow.
Yeah, we'll start. We'll use. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the information so you can go in there if you want and log in and just you have access to it also to update it. So, all right. So that was another great episode of Abyss to Zenk. We thank everybody for watching. Make sure again to click that subscribe, like button, and all that good stuff. We'll see you again on another episode of Abyss to Zenk.
I just had a dream about you, a dream that you were home, sweet home. But then I woke up without you, another morning waking up alone.
Another night, another fight, it seems it never ends. Another town, then another show. Tonight I'll be a hero with thousands of friends. Tomorrow I'll be waking up alone. By God, I'm tough. Lord knows I'm big and strong. But nothing hurts me half as much as waking up alone. I am afraid of no one. I won't back down. I always hold my own. But yes, I am afraid of being lonesome, scared to death of waking up alone.
I long for your touch, and I try to carry on, but nothing hurts me half as much as waking up alone.
By God, I'm tough. Lord knows I'm big and strong. But nothing hurts me half as much as waking up alone.